Hey guys, Rilk here, and welcome to my base tour of my Pitfall base. The design for my Pitfall base is pretty simple. Its intention is to be an endgame horde base. You can also use it as your main base. So this is a little tweak on the one I use in multiplayer with a few of my friends. Let's go over it. This ring here of steel is where we dug down. I've reinforced every layer that's going to be holding a roof. So we'll take a look at that later when I go through underground so that we can showcase the outside of the base. Before we get to that, the principle of the base is all the zombies anywhere around here, they're all going to funnel into this pit. Why they do that? Because they can actually see technically through the bars. And even though the roof is a lot weaker than the bars for the pit, they all just run down it. I haven't had any issues of zombies getting stuck. I didn't mention I put wedge tips here because the ground is uneven. Not uneven. It's lower than as a whole block. So if I left this as a whole block, they some of the crawlers get stuck and they just start smashing. So this wedge tip kind of just helps lubricate these zombies towards the pit. Inside our pit here, right now they're all upgraded to steel. My game stage is pretty high. I wanted this to, whoops, I wanted this to signify an endgame base. Honestly, you could definitely do this earlier, but it's a 25 by 25 square dug down. I think I went down 15 blocks. I'm not 100% on that. It might have been 14 blocks. I also have electric fences running along parallel with all the fences. So anytime a zombie is inside, they are getting stunned unless the electric fence breaks. I think doing anything else is really overkill. Um, let's go test out this ramp I tried. So before I decided to go that far out, I was going to use these blocks, and not for this base, for my other base. The problem is you kind of get stuck going way up, going up. You don't usually get stuck that bad. Let me take another attempt. Honestly, I think I jumped a bit too high on my wheelie. Let's see here. So you should get pretty much, yeah, about 80% up till you get to a crawl. And with how low our base is, making a ramp like this is just not feasible. So, another issue is I smash the crap out of these wood frames every time I enter this ramp. So, this is the old school ramp I used to build for my pit bases. Does not really work anymore. They, in Alpha 20, they added these slopes in 4 pieces, and that's what our ramp is built out of. So it's a nice gradual up and down. The slopes here are at the bottom. So they numbered it, I think, left to right. So their slope piece at the end is 1, 2, 3, and 4. I left them as frames so I could pick them up and I not drive into them with the 4x4. I kind of want to show off our electrical power, so I wasn't intending to come all the way down at first, but kind of wanted to run the slope. The way I built the roof was just really for convenience sake, and I wouldn't suggest it. If you have your camera angle not pointed like from the ground looking up, you kind of smash your way and head along the roof here. You could do the slopes the same way upside down, but I had already run my power, or you could make the roof higher. Alright, for our power system here, we've got 3 sets of solar panels. First set runs up to our front, which is our front door. We got 2 other ones back here, I'm not sure which is which. One runs the lighting, the other one runs the electric fence. All 3 do the same thing. They run through relays till they get to the battery bank, and then the battery bank powers everything. So even at night, when we don't have solar panel power, our batteries are just draining, and then during the day it charges the batteries. I overdid it for sure for power. Um, they charge within like the first, well, depending on which one. This one charges in the first hour because I never use more than like a few days opening. And it's only 1 watt, or maybe it's 5 watts per camera. Um, and the door barely gets used. So this is definitely overkill. All of them have full solar panels just because I could. And so the other two systems, there's run by relays up to the front end here. I've got my power set up here, and I've got switches controlling them. There's no switches for the front entrance. Actually, we'll go back to the front entrance in a second. So there's my light switch. I can turn on and off all the lights on my base. I just leave them on. It's kind of dark down here. You could work with that off. It's not too bad. During the day, at night it gets darker. You could run flashlight the whole time if you really don't want to run power, but I really liked it. If you put lighting to all the corners, it gets stupid bright. So I started with it, and I didn't have any relays. I just had them all daisy chaining the lights, and it was way too freaking bright. So the lights can't be hooked up from there to there because that's more than 15 blocks is the electrical limit. 15 or 10. I think it's 10, and if you're standing on the 10th block, you can reach the extra 5 for cable length. But I don't think I could reach from the floor, which made it harder because I was having to build up to them. So it might actually be just the 15, which would make it possible, but I'm not even 100% on that. Let's go over to how I hooked up the front door, because I did struggle with this when I did it in multiplayer. So the idea was I hook up from the solar panel to, we're going to ignore the relays because all the relays do is extend the wire. So I hook up the solar panel to the battery bank, and that just lets it charge during the day. You can just have a battery bank or a generator, like not a generator, gas generator if you want. And then from the battery bank, you hook up to a camera. So since this one was closer, I hooked up to this camera. And then from this camera, I hook up to the outside camera. And from the outside camera, I hook up to the door. And that's the only way I know of how to work a door on both sides. Because you can't connect to a door more than once. You can't really even split it up to 2 different sources of power doing it. But let's go into my other power. The lights are pretty simple. There's a light for every area. That I don't know why that light's off. Why does it seem so dark right now? Oh, I guess it's getting late. I'm gonna change the time in the day. Not really for aesthetic's sake. I don't want to run into horde without me paying attention. Just in case. I don't think we will, but just in case. And it'll also help us with lighting in the base, I guess. Here's my crafting room. Every room wall that can accept a chemistry station has one, except for this side. I needed a space for workbenches. You could expand outwards if you wanted. Like, all 3 of these tunnels can be expanded if you want to make your crafting base in a different area. I just wanted to keep it close and concise. I really like the campfires on top of the forges. I don't know why. You could switch it up and make 6 forges. I doubt you can put a campfire on a campfire. I know you can't put a workbench on a workbench, because there is enough room here to try. I knocked out all these and tried to do it. They don't work, unfortunately. A nice feature about this setup is, because these are technically only, I guess, 2.5 blocks wide, they always leave you an entrance and exit through the middle. This is the power for my electric fence. I'm just going to throw it on for now, because I'm going to forget later. Do I have my bike in my inventory? Yeah, I do. Okay. So the principle of entering and exiting the base, I always go counterclockwise here, just because of where I set up my storage wall. So I stop my bike here, I empty it all out, and then I park it. I park all my vehicles, which for this one there's only really these two, right here. And then if anyone's coming by, they can just use an inner loop to get by. Alright, let's get to the other side of our pit base. Honestly, I went a bit too far with these iron bars. You don't really need them on the top. I just have all these iron bars here just to block the electric fence so you don't actually walk into it. Which, I don't know if anyone's going to try to use this as cover. The idea is the iron bars are blocking all the zombies. So, this is a doubled up fence, strength of steel. I've done 2 or 3 horde night testing on the game stage we're at, and I haven't had a single bar break so far. The first night I did a full one, and I think we ran into 4 or 5 demolishers. Because of the electric fence and I'm solo, it was really easy. I don't think I got a single explode. I think I let them explode once just for testing, but during the horde night, I don't think they exploded at all. Yeah, I kind of went over the top because of how high I put the game stage, and I doubled up all these on steel. Honestly, I'd start them probably as concrete and see how it went depending on my game stage. But to dig how much I dug out, it's gonna take you a long time to get this base done. I think on my other base we did 20 by 20 by 20, like 20 wide, and we went, I think, 20 down, maybe even farther, and it took me and another guy with an auger to dig the hole. I think it took us like 2 full in-game days. And then this ramp, it's a long ramp, but it takes a lot of digging, and the idea of these ramps, I should have left up the frames. It's gonna be a pain just to do. So this is what you have to do every time. I know they're called slope. So these are slope plate 1, 2, 3, and 4. No, I'm pushing the wrong buttons here. Kind of a pain. So the reason I do a sample here is for building later. Is I can come over and I can copy rotation and I can copy what do you call? I can copy shape and I can copy rotation. I don't have any more frames here. So for this ramp to work, you need to dig 3 long and then 1 up. So for the whole way, it's kind of a pain, but it ends up working as a really nice ramp. Why don't we go and test out the outside ramp with my 4x4? I don't remember. One of the issues with these 4x4s and motorbikes is the first ramp, because of the spikes on the front of them. It kind of messes up the ramp a little, so you will have to do a bit of repairing with the slope, but I find it really convenient. Oh, that really did not work. I hadn't tested the 4x4. Oh, I broke it. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Yeah, that's why I don't use that ramp at all. Yeah, so the first part of the ramp here, we tend to smack it on our way in and out, which is why it's not actually made of wood. But this is the, the camera spamming. If you, have your camera too high up. Nope. Maybe. But, yeah, that's all there is, really, to this base. I'm gonna throw it on to Horde Night. We'll do probably like 5 minutes. of a horde to see how well, and obviously to point out how they actually do funnel down here. Okay. Question is, when does Horde Night start again? I don't know why I was thinking 1800, but whatever. Ooh, we got a demo first try. Oh, I thought I killed him already. Not bad. Oh, he's still not dead. But yeah, with the electric fence, it's super easy to kill demos as long as you don't have someone shooting the chest. I think that's enough of that. I don't think any more is any helpful. Let's just clear these guys out. I know there's a kill all command, but I forgot about it. Alright, I said we were going to do this earlier, and I forgot. We'll take a look at the outside of the base, and I didn't realize there was still going to be more. Okay, I think that's all. Alright. Oh. Yeah. My bad. I don't have the commands on for it yet. I didn't think about it. Alright. So that's with God mode you can go through any terrain, which is convenient. So I have all of my inside blocks reinforced with steel. The reason you can't see them is mostly, I guess you can in certain spots. The idea is if I want to upgrade the rest of my base, when I build a base, I try to upgrade the frame as much as possible. So steel's the highest we can go at this point. So steel is what everything is built out of for the frame. I was going to say, I don't know why we can't see through it, but I guess when we're sitting in our own player build block, we can't really go through it. The whole frame that holds anything anyways, and that we can't see, is built out of steel. So the block underneath there, and that's the whole reason I did that as well. And yeah, I think that's about it. Unfortunately, with this build, the only way to repair anything is to drop into the pit. If you didn't want to double up your iron bars, you could repair it from the outside, but you still have to come in here to loot anything that you got from the horde. So I just dropped down. I like having the what do you call that? The perk in agility, parkour. So I just frame my way out. I actually have frames to do that right now. So to get out, I normally just do. Oop. And I pick another spot. Oop. Pick up the frames as I go, and you're out. And I think that's everything, so thanks for watching. I can't pick up these frames because I've smashed them all. Maybe I'll just blast them. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and catch you guys in the next one. Bye.